Hey, what's up guys? So we're back with another Inside Star Citizen video. If you're new channel, welcome. So this one is called Inside Star Citizen Alpha 4.0 and Engineering. Now, I'm guessing what they're going to be talking about. This one is just showing the engineering of it. Well, of course, it's called engineering. And also maybe basically like how things were built. Sorry, I was looking at my phone because someone texted something for me. One moment, guys. I'm so sorry.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Anyways, we're just gonna see what the video is all about, and I don't know what to say. So, without anything else, let's just jump into the video.
Engineering. The next main
Damn, dude. For a second, I thought that was someone else. He doesn't have his. He's shaved.
major step forward in multi-crew gameplay, built on top of the in-development resource networking system, itself a harbinger of fire and a new reality for all life aboard spacecraft. It's been the subject of CitizenCon presentations, Q&As on Star Citizen Live, explorations on Inside Star Citizen, and fervent discussion by many of the content creators in our community. And on this final episode of ISC before hiatus and we turn all of our attentions towards CitizenCon, we invited Torsten, Bastian, and Guillermo to update us once again on the current intention and implementation of engineering, and what you can expect when the first iteration makes its way into the persistent universe.
The Resource Network enables us to actually give you the gameplay that you were always looking for, which is having meaningful multi-crew gameplay, which means that it really makes sense to have multiple people running around on your ship, and that wouldn't be possible without the Resource Network.
All right, let's check it out. Engineering. Whoa! Damn, that guy got taken out. Hey, I mean, hey, work accidents happen a lot.
So we say that the resource network is a system that allows all the items and components that are part of the ship to talk to each other.
Every ground vehicle, every base, everything that runs in Star Citizen with resources.
Fundamentally, Resource Network is a replacement for the pipe system we had in the past that you may have heard about.
Which was a similar system, basically doing most of what we are doing right now with the resource network, but in a way that was not as scalable as what we intend to do.
Landing complete.
So right now we just have one type of hydrogen fuel, but if we want to extend that in the future to having like multiple types that have some specific benefits on the thrusters, it's very easy now to add that resource. It's just a data setup.
Oh,
so
okay.
resource network is the underlying technology.
So this is where it starts improving the ship and also maybe the designs of the ship and upgrades here and there. So that's really so that's cool. Like what this is all about.
For the
I really like
system
it.
to work, and engineering is the gameplay we intend to have on top of this technology so that players may experience it.
Your ship flies because, the thrusters get fuel, the power plants output power that the weapons and the sails and also the thrusters use. Engineering is all about both maximizing the use you get out of the resource network,
Like optimizing performance.
and also getting the resource network itself going so that you're not dead in the water.
It's all things that players will be able to interact with. They will have to dedicate roles in their ships so that crew members are assigned to fixing those issues, and they can encounter more dynamic situations that will not happen in the previous systems.
Okay, that's cool.
The goal right now is to have all the components on the ship being physicalized. That means that the things that will take damage will be the
So far, that's like one thing I really like about Star Citizen. Excuse me. When it comes to your ship, you actually have to check the diagnostics and and you actually have to take care of it like you're taking care of a car, making sure there's optimization, good spark plugs, I guess you could say. I'm sorry if I'm saying the wrong thing. Making sure there's fuel, making sure you have enough of everything, making sure you have spare parts in case if something breaks that you'll be able to fix it. And also just, checking your car and, doing maintenance checks here and there to make sure when you like fly out there, you're not going to just like stall or just stop in the middle of space and you're pretty much just screwed. But also on top of that, you can upgrade and see how you can increase your optimization of the ship without it breaking down, or seeing what you can upgrade or improve. So that's what I really like. You actually have to treat your ship just like a personal vehicle instead of just buying it and just refuel. Because I know some games you just buy it, refuel, go from one place to another, and there's not really much detail when it comes to things like this, like maintenance and engineering and improvements. I mean, there are some improvements you could do on other games, like improving your ship and everything, but it's not as detailed as this. So that's what I really like about this video so far.
Components, that then means that those components are reasons to the failure of your ship.
We have the power plants, which generate the energy that your ship consumes.
Hope you guys
You have
got
the
insurance.
generators, which
I know I pay right now for my car insurance $85, $90 a month. That's with liability and coverage. And also, I'm actually upgrading, so I'll be paying almost like $100 a month with roadside assistance. So I hope that these guys have like space assistance or something like that for someone to get them. I wonder if actually that's one thing I'm really curious about. If they made it more detailed, I wonder if you have to, I mean, not you have to, if there's an option to buy like some sort of insurance for your ship.
taking some of that energy to convert it to shield
Component
power.
access.
You have a radar system that allows you to target the signatures of ships around you. You have coolers that generate a coolant resource.
It is all the weapons that you have, it's the quantum drive, but there are also new components that will be added to the mix.
You actually get
and
to
that
put your
is
ship
the
together.
relay
That's really
with
cool.
its fuses. Then there's the life support generator. The biggest thing we are aiming for is switching from your health pool of the bespoke ship to just
I remember that in
moving
one of the videos.
completely over to the physicalized component. So damaging the component is damaging your ship. I think this is the part where the biggest change for the players happen, because there the gameplay of repair comes in, and then you can revitalize your ship. So you can actually use your formerly dead in the water ship after exchanging or repairing the components.
See, there you go.
Well, we
That's what I'm
mentioned
talking about.
one of the new components, which is the life support generator. So let's talk about life support.
The life support does
Well,
all
that's
the
very
tasks
important.
necessary to maintain the life support inside the ship.
So it's the temperature, it's the atmosphere composition, it's the pressure inside the room. Your main responsibility is making sure that there's always enough life support resource produced to maintain a healthy atmosphere in the ship. So making sure that all the CO2 that you breathe out is actually converted into O2 again. Or if you vented a room, that the room is filled again.
Okay.
If your room is getting too hot, it's cooled down again. So it's all about managing this resource inside the rooms.
So just make sure it's
as already
livable
mentioned in
and
the previous
sustainable.
episodes, it's life support management is also a good way to counter fire. Another aspect the players have to counter or react to is misfires on components.
Oh, okay.
Misfires are something that is already in the game in some form. Thruster surges, seal generator failure, stuff like that. We're just expanding it a bit, and pretty much the idea is that, items that are damaged,
that's cool.
are too hot, or that, for example, are very old and degraded, will start misfiring. In some cases, that will be that it will take some extra damage. In other cases, it will be that they will stop working for a while. Other times, they will work indefinitely until an engineer comes by and manages to do some repairs. And some of the worst cases would be starting a fire, or in the case of, for example, power plants, engaging in a critical reactor failure and taking the ship with them.
There was a chance that if the power plant
Yeah, so you gotta like put out the fires to make sure it doesn't spread. Otherwise, it's just gonna damage the other components and everything like that.
reaches 0 health, it will run into a critical failure, and that critical failure then will cause the entire ship to explode. It will give the player the time frame to react to that. So either by removing the component and throwing it out of the door and preventing your ship to explode, or even countering it by repairing the component and bringing it up to life again. For the
Hey,
initial
nice,
release,
yeah.
we have a limited amount of Misfires, but we are preparing the system, or we did prepare the system to scale well for the future, so we can introduce multiple Misfires, and that leads us to damage penetration.
So damage penetration, it's a simplified version of what we'll be getting.
So he says there are limited misfires, but they can still happen here and there. I mean, that's cool to see, because you know how when sometimes your car won't start. I'm speaking from experience. Then you have to, like, you know, pop up in the hood and just, like, you know, work on it and see why is it not starting and what component you need to replace or fix, things like that. So that's really cool to see how detailed it is, and just like I said, making it as real life as possible. Like, you're treating it like your own personal car or vehicle. You have to make sure it's maintained and everything. I know I'm pretty much repeating what I just said like about 5 minutes ago, but I just wanted to just say it again, to be honest.
Eventually with a more physicalized system, but essentially what it means is that now certain types of weapons can penetrate through the hull of a ship. This is a function of the weapon itself, its penetration values, and also of the armor of the ship, which can be depleted over time.
So if you use ballistics, you have a higher penetration, which allows you to cut through the armor more deeply and touch the components inside the ship directly. As opposed to this, you also have energy weapons, which will be more effective at melting down the armor.
The goal here is that you first need to bring down the armor health value to get to the fullest potential of your penetrating weapons. Then you can penetrate the ship and actually damage the components that sit inside the ship and not on the outside of the hull.
Obviously there's degrees to this. Larger ballistic weapons may have enough penetration against smaller ships that it will be able to penetrate directly, but it's all of a game of choices, and it's
Oh yeah, you can see it. You can see them coming right through.
Weapons.
So with damage penetration and misfires happening, that brings us to repair.
As your fight progresses and components take damage in your ship, it becomes the duty of some of your crew members to first investigate what are the issues caused by battle damage, and go there to physically replace the parts in your ship.
So you have your multi-tool, so you have the salvage and repair, and the repair part of it also affects now ship components, precisely like what you see in the Arena Commander module. You will be able to repair items that were fully destroyed. You will not be able to repair the item to its fullest, so you cannot repair an item that got fully destroyed to 100% health again. So to repair your ship components to the fullest, you actually have to bring them to the shop again and do the station repair.
Oh, okay, so I got it. When you're in that situation where you sustained heavily damage, the multi-tool can only repair enough that you can fly it to a safe location to fully repair it to the fullest. But you can't just put everything back to 100% while you're just floating out there in space. So I get it. So I guess that's makes good use of trying to do the best you can, and then try to get to a hangar or shop and just, like, you know, bring it back to full capacity or full optimization from there.
Or if you did think ahead and brought spare items with you, you can simply exchange them to pristine new ones. But with the caveat, it only works, just as a reminder, for size 1 and size 2 components. Size 3 and above cannot be exchanged using the tractor beam detach and attach mode. So now that we looked at what your responsibilities are in the physical space running around in your ship, let's take a look at what you do on the virtual part, which is power management and analysis of your ship on the engineering screen.
All right, let's take a look.
So the first thing that you will see is the 3D view of your ship that highlights the location of all the ship components and how they are actually connected, where the relay positions are, what's the status of the relays are. You will see the holograms of each component.
As you can see, they have different colors. What they are representing is the overall state of the item. So an item that is very damaged or it's on fire or is not getting enough power will be in a critical state. Items that are less damaged, are receiving only partial resources, or are going through a misfire, may have moderate colors. And items that are otherwise fine will
Wow, you
have
really gotta pay
functional
attention to
or
this.
colors.
The biggest change that happened to the engineering UI screen is basically the power management part of it. We moved away completely from slider control for every individual item. There is indicator now for fuel. This is not relevant for the initial release, but it will be relevant for the future. Next to it, you see the power plant. The power plant segments gives you an idea of how many power segments you can distribute to the ship items.
Yeah. You see how like he's increasing the some of the other bars and the ones on the left just decrease. So you can't really optimize everything. It depends on how much power you have. So you really have to just balance it out or make a decision where you want to convert more power into one area by decreasing power in another. So you really have to think about this.
And on the right of each of the power bars, you can generally see the temperature bar. If it goes into overheating, the item will stop both consuming or producing, and it will be completely inoperable until it cools down again. So that means that assigning power to your coolers in advance is probably a good idea if you're going into a fight.
All the items on your ship
Okay,
generate
so in
heat.
other words,
So this is where you can see the amount of
always
heat
have power
that
for the
each item has
coolants.
accumulated, and you can see the amount of coolant that you are producing and whether or not you are also running a deficit. So what you want to do is put as much power as you can into the coolers until your items do not overheat, but do not assign more resources than necessary because you are running a limited pool of resources.
The same applies to the life support generators. So you have to make sure that you produce enough life support resource that the demand is fulfilled in your ship. If your demand isn't fulfilled, it will cause some failures.
There's also a notifications panel. Here the main warnings about the state of the ship will be displayed. If an item is damaged, doesn't get enough power, or is misfiring, it will create a warning. You will be able to see it as a notification. Take a look at it, go to the item, or just remove it.
So you have an option that allows you to basically log the controls so that you or the pilot, which has access to the MFD, which shares some of the power management functionality, do not conflict with your controls. So by locking this, you are able to override the MFD settings to only have it being authoritative from the engineering station.
You are able to take the power assignment you have
Oh,
on the killing
nice.
time and save it locally on your computer.
I was actually thinking about that. Is there like a slot where you could do like a presetting? Because I have a feeling if there are like moments where you want to put more energy into like weapons or life support or shields or something like that, but instead of just constantly hitting all the buttons, I wonder if there's like a preset that can already like, fix it. Fix it so that way you could just, say, I want to do this preset, I want to do this preset. So they actually just answered my question for me right now.
Meaning that when you fly again with this ship, or even if it's not your ship but somebody else's ship, you can quickly apply your presets. This is very useful in the middle of combat. And you can quickly switch to a combat preset where you will give, for example, more power to shields, weapons, and thrusters. Or at the same time, you may want to have some nap mode preset where you reduce the power to everything and just put it on the bare minimum so there's no degradation or misfires related to power use.
So you can set a preset on your ship and then jump on somebody else's ship and load it up?
Indeed, your presets are stored locally, so as long as you have access to the screen and you're using the same ship, you can apply a preset.
I like that.
Obviously, if the components have changed or the ship has a different loadout, the preset might not apply perfectly and you might need to adjust it, but it gives you a quick baseline on how your power is assigned.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because not every ship's design is exactly the same. Some would have different components. Some would have some, that's basically how it is. So once you upload that preset, then you just gotta do a little modification, but it should work.
We hope that with these changes, players will have more varied opportunities to experience the game. We'll encounter more situations where it feels relevant and enjoyable to have multi-crew gameplay in the ships, so that you do not think it's just about filling in the battle positions like the turrets and the pilot seats, but it's more involved gameplay to actually manage your ships and try to fix the ongoing situations that occur within them. And we also hope that this makes larger vehicles which have more interior space both more troublesome but also more enjoyable to play with.
We are still working hard to get it done for all of you. There are ships
Get the
that
fire extinguisher.
already have the functionality. There are still ships that we are working on. But overall, we are super excited to finally get it into the PU. So the Arena Command experimental mode was already fun to observe what you can do with the entire system, and now with having the feedback from that, adjusting the gameplay a little from the feedback that we received from you, I am really looking forward to see what you all will be doing with it.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that there's a sweet new interface for dedicated
I learned that you look very different without a beard and glasses.
engineering terminals aboard spacecraft. That the first implementation of armor and damage penetration
But then again, that would be pretty much everyone. Like, if I had a beard right now and I had a set of glasses, you guys would pretty much be like, oh, it's him.
means that the ways that you kill and keep your spaceships alive will fundamentally change. And that when this arrives in the PU, life aboard spaceships will never be the same again. Now, that's it for this season of Inside Star Citizen, while everybody here turns their focus towards the upcoming CitizenCon, where we'll be showcasing the future of Star Citizen beyond Alpha 4.0. Yes, it's a show you're not going to want to miss. So from the small team that makes every ISC, thank you so much for letting us stretch our proverbial wings this year. Thank you for continuing to let us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll see you all back here after the big show. I can't believe we got to
They cut him off. That's funny. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they cut him off, but the way they ended it.
the big show. I can't believe we got to
Okay, in my opinion, this is one of the best videos that I've watched, like one of the best Inside Star Citizen videos I've watched, because it really just shows how much detail and how much work they put in to show what life would be like aboard a starship. You really have to like keep an eye on everything, the components, diagnostics, and make sure you are skilled and prepared to combat these situations. So you can still keep your ship in an optimized state. I don't know what word I was going for there, right there. Optimized state, so you can get from one point to another without any mechanical or technical issues. And on top of that, you can modify it with the presets, and also you can transfer that onto another ship. This was a very informative video, and I say it is one of my favorites so far, engineering. I really enjoyed it, and it just shows how much work they put into it. And I swear to God, like I said, Star Citizen is a whole different level of gaming. But anyways, that's all I got for today. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, because I really did. I really like this one. Hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another Star Citizen video. And shout out to all my members, subscribers, viewers. You guys are amazing. You guys are the reason why this channel keeps on going. So thank you so much for that. So without anything else, I'll see you guys next time.